All right, so warm-up number 32 should come up on your screen. Standard deviation and bell curve shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes by now with those 5 numbers. So, get that done, please, and we'll move on. However, if you're already done with a warm-up, go to Canvas, turn in your home play. It was only 2 problems. Only. All right, here we go. For the sake of time, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what'd you get for the mean? Let's see, letter M. How about Isaiah? Mean. What is it? Yes. $2.4. That is correct. So here goes the process one more time. Some of you that are still iffy about it. So therefore we get negative 1.4 squared. Then we got negative 0.4 squared 2 times. Then we got 0.6 squared. And then 1.6 squared. Bless you. So from there we get a second mean. What'd you get for the second mean? Pass someone, Isaiah. My goodness. You guys are taking away time from yourselves. .96, 0.16, 0.16, 0.36, and 2.56. So you add those and divide by 5, and that gives us 5.2 divided by 5, that is approximately 1.04. And to get our standard deviation, Sam, since you're already done, what'd you get for standard deviation? 1.01? Looks about right. So the mean, we start at 2.4. Go up 1 standard deviation, that's 3.41. Go down 1 standard deviation, and that is 1.39. Ooh, I'm in fuego. That's our norm. All right, and we know how to answer the question for these, yes? All right, so make sure you send that in. Agenda. Do I give you guys a little bit of time to send it in? All right, 20 seconds. There's a code to access the home play, WH5AR, WH5AR. However, you will finish in class. Oh, yeah, we got this. All right, here we go. So, yesterday we started with some home play I left you last night. I should turn that in as soon as you're done with a warm-up. Canvas. It's called 2 distributions. Yes. And then tonight's is 3 only. Look at these. Beautiful. Nice. All right, so we're in the middle of of frequency tables and graphs. So our objective for today, I can represent frequency tables into graphs. I can represent frequency tables into graphs. Today we're not going to add anything to this session because I want you guys to get extra practice. So today's going to be a practice day, but you will finish in class. So here we go. Yes. A faster way? Yes. There is. There is a faster way. All right. Yeah, of course, once you know the long way. All right. So, really quick, tell your neighbor the difference between categorical and quantitative data, please. Tell your neighbor the difference between categorical and quantitative. All right, Lucas got it, but let's go with Aaron. Difference between categorical and quantitative. Not here? All right, let's go with Enrique. We haven't called on Enrique in a while. Difference. Oh, my goodness. Difference between categorical and quantitative. Which one? What? Quantitative, yes. Numbers, and the other one, no numbers. All right? Frequency tables. Tell your neighbor, if you were to put one hashtag, what would be the one thing a frequency table should have? Tell your neighbor. One thing a frequency table should have. One thing a frequency table should have. The one thing a frequency table should have is frequency. That's what I call a frequency table. So we know the steps. Yesterday we looked at the different distributions. They're no longer called tables. They're called what? Distributions. No longer called tables. They're called what? Distributions. So we got group data. We've been working with that, and it's group distribution, ungrouped, categorical, and cumulative. Yesterday we did this one. There it is. And just to recap, what is the first thing we find? The range. Highest minus the lowest. Second thing, the width. Divide the range by the number of classes. Third thing, we start our class limits. Start with the smallest number, and then use the width, once you round up, to go to the next class and the next class and the next class, and that's how we fill this first number here. How do we get the second number? Well, you look at the second class is 105. What number comes before 105? 104, and so on and so forth. To get our class boundaries, we subtract half from the first number and add half to the second number, all the way through. You go through your tallies, get your totals in regards to frequency, and you total the total. Now, that's good and dandy when they give you the number of classes. Question, what if they don't tell you how many classes to do? What would you do? Talk to your neighbor. What would you do if it didn't give you the number of classes? Aside from like laying on your side in a little ball formation and start crying, what else would you do? Rule of thumb. What do you think rule of thumb would be for class, the number of classes? Wow. No, what do you mean 1? Let's do 5. 5 is our rule of thumb. Tell your neighbor how many? Whenever it doesn't say the number of classes, our rule of thumb is going to be what? 5. So you divide the range by 5, and that's how you find your width. So by now we should know how to do this. And once again, it says, what are the steps to construct a group frequency distribution table in raw data using 5 classes? So tell your neighbor the first 2 steps. What are the first 2 steps to find a distribution for 5 classes? First 2 steps. All right, looks like Cadis has got it, but let's go with Lucas. What are the first 2 steps? Find the range. Very good. That's the first step. And what is the second step? The width, which is the range divided by 5, which is the number of classes. And the question, what do you do if the number of classes are not indicated? What is our rule of thumb, everyone? 5. All right. So, with that said, today's practice, practice, and practice. Those of you that are following on YouTube, these are the 3 problems that are due tonight. Get to work. See you guys next time. Peace.